Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Lunar Podcast. This episode is going to be inspired by the spirit of the Olympics, and I would like to remix that energy, that energy that we get, or the magic that happens by observing the Olympics, and kind of like using it in a different form, in a different way. And this is a clear example of one of the hermetic practices that you do is that you find the underlying energy behind what it is that you are observing, in this case, the spirit of the Olympics, and you can take the spirit that is behind it and then utilize it within a new project. So this will be the central focus of this episode. Now, what's interesting about the Olympics is that it captivates a world audience. It's really fascinating to watch these individuals who have been training their entire life to perform at these individual or group events. And people from all over the world tune in. And it's a really good, it's one of the world's best forms of entertainment. And so what exactly is the magic that is happening behind watching these athletes? The first thing that we have to consider is the kids, right? Children who are watching this, they see a role model, right? They see these individuals who are, excellent in their chosen discipline, and a child somewhere in America is looking at that and going, "Wow, I want to be like them someday," right? I want to be able to perform at that caliber and represent, your country. So a young child that, has a very open imagination and an open heart can very easily be captivated by that, and then that maybe sets them off on a journey, and then that little girl will, try to convince their parent to enroll them in some kind of a training program or training discipline. Now, what about the adults, right? How are the adult imagination captivated? Well, adults, for the most part, really don't experience much magic. Most adults are just broken, and there really is nothing else to do but to watch great people do great things while you sit back and kind of like just, see your fellow human being, perform these great, difficult Olympic level tasks. So in an effort to try to bring and, resurrect the spirit of magic within adults, I am proposing this concept of the Occult Olympics. The word occult just simply means hidden. It is something that it is beyond our ordinary eyesight. Not just because something is hidden, it doesn't mean that it is inaccessible or that it is forbidden for us to dive into. It just means that it requires work. It requires effort for us to sort of discover these treasures that are occult or hidden beyond our limited perception of our mind. So the Occult Olympics is held in a secret arena, right? And the activities and the skills that you acquire are right within our own mind. Now, here is the first principle of the Occult Olympics. It is not a spectator event, right? There are no spectators at these Olympics. Everyone is a participant. By the simple fact that you are paying attention to these occult practices and activities, you are participating in it because your mind is being transformed by what the ordinary spectator thinks that they're just witnessing this, but they don't have anything to do with it. Even if they think that initially, they are participating in this event and their mind is being transformed, and they are being called psychologically to enter the middle of this arena and acquire these skills. So that is the first thing to understand about the Occult Olympics. There are no spectators everyone is a participant, right? Everyone has a calling to perform at the highest level that they could possibly perform. The next step that follows this process of being initiated into the Occult Olympics is finding a coach, finding an esoteric teacher, or finding an individual who has spent 20 or 30 years in the secrets of the mind. There are a few esoteric teachers out there on the market. They're difficult to find. They're not easy to find. But there are a few who are worth paying attention to and worth kind of like evaluating to see what they are proposing and what techniques they are presenting, and seeing if they are compatible with each participant within this Olympic level occult meditation. So finding an esoteric teacher or an occult teacher is important. Someone that can help us navigate the secrets of our mind and can help us discover our inner talents. Right? We all have talents. We all have skills. It's just that they are hidden. They are dormant somewhere in the depths of our mind. And since we don't really know that area really well, this is where the coach comes in and says, hey, here's some techniques that can help you start kind of like, exploring and discovering the hidden talents that are within each and every single individual. So finding an esoteric teacher is of vital importance. So that raises the question, it's like, how do you find one? How do you find a teacher? The first place that you can go is not YouTube, although you can go on YouTube and find, modern participants of these occult activities who are representing that tradition, and they can get you initiated, or they can help you enter that initiation process. But at some point, you're gonna have to find like someone who has been doing this for a really long time. And like I said, they're difficult to find, but they're out there. The first place that people tend to look is in the East with like the Buddhist masters, because they seem to be the ones that have sort of taken this stuff the most serious. That doesn't imply that our Western tradition doesn't have any serious practitioners. It's just that the Eastern monks have been really dedicated into this sort of inner world of what they will call the inner mandalas. But as the age-old saying goes, seek and you shall find, ask and it shall be given to you, knock and the door shall open. Now in the Occult Olympics, right? If you're able to go inside your mind and reconstruct the way that you see the world and reconstruct the arena of your mind, then that is going to reflect the everyday world. So that when you go out in ordinary world events, like going to the grocery store or going to the supermarket or just walking down the street, everyone else is kind of like seeing a very mundane world, but you as an Olympic level occultist, you see a whole new reality, a whole new world of possibilities, and you're just mesmerized by the opportunities that are available out there. And this opens up a whole new arena. And of course, people are gonna sort of look at you weirdly because you live in another world, a world of possibility and a world of magic. And they, the ordinary people live in a very mundane world. So now, your magic, your occult magic, based on your Olympic level, occult practices, your job is to now work that magic into the real world, right? And have an effect, a transformative effect in real life, in everyday circumstances, right? You don't have to be in some special arena. It's, these occult events, these occult practices are practical in everyday life.